Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. Today is May the 31st, last day of May. Let's see if we can get paid on this beautiful Saturday. Only one game, of course, in the NBA, Eastern Conference Finals. We'll see who is going to play against the Oklahoma City Thunder. If it's the Knicks, they'll have to win this game and win another, of course. And if it's the Pacers, this will be the last time we'll see the Knicks, and the Pacers will get ready to go to Indiana for the NBA Finals. So let's jump into it, man. Let's jump into it. No further ado. This says last night's recap, but of course this was 2 nights ago. We didn't have any NBA last night. The Indiana Pacers came out super flat in that game. Lost the game, got smoked, lost the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and then tied in the fourth quarter. Knicks, just a better team, like Pascal Siakam said, played harder. So yeah, I took the team total over 108.5. Ended up being a losing proposition. Minus 7.5 units for me. Thinking that the Pacers could go into Madison Square Garden and knock the Knicks out. They absolutely could not. So we get into jaXon. Hopefully you guys made some money. I wasn't on the Knicks in that game. We get into jaXon. jaXon for this game likes simple prompt. What are the two best player props in the NBA today? One over, one under. jaXon likes Karl-Anthony Towns to grab at least 12 boards. So take his over 11.5. It says the Pacers ranked 26th in the league against centers and rebounds, indicating a favorable matchup for Towns. He's hit the over 80% of his last 5 games and 70% of his last 10 games with the averages of 11.8 and 12.2, respectively. Against the Pacers this season, he has gone over 75% of his games, averaging just under 12 boards per game. On the season, in general, 55% hit rate crossed this line, averaging 12.5 rebounds. So take Karl-Anthony Towns over his boards and Mitchell Robinson under his points and assists. So the line's sitting at 5.5. Says the Pacers are 18th against centers and points and assists, a middling rank that doesn't favor Robinson. He's under in 56.2% of his games on the road this season with the average of just 4.62 points and assists. Against the Pacers this season, he's hit this number under in 80% of his games, averaging just 5.8 points and assists. Seasonal trends, he's 50% to the over across the line, averaging 5.38. It's a very sharp and tight number, but jaXon likes Mitchell Robinson under his points and assists. I have no idea what Tibbs is going to do with the rotation. We saw Precious Achiuwa minutes last game, so I would take all of this with a grain of salt, but that's what jaXon likes, Mitchell Robinson under. And Karl-Anthony Towns over. So that's the player props that jaXon likes for today. I want to say jaXon liked Josh Hart over his boards in the last game, which was a winner. I like that one as well. He did cash that. I can't remember what the other player prop was, but let's jump into it for the game, man. A lot to go through in this game. So Knicks and Pacers, right? Game number 6 in Indiana. We go back and look at it. We saw game 1. Of course, this was the Nembhard game, right? Nembhard went crazy in the fourth quarter. Pacers shoot the ball well from the 3-point line, overcome that, whatever it was, 15, 20-point deficit, end up winning the game pretty convincingly in game number 1. Game number 2, Knicks, Pacers also the better team. They shoot above 40% from the 3-point line. They win the game. They cover pretty easily. Take a commanding 2-0 lead. Knicks can't stop turning the ball over. Game number 3, I like the Knicks. The Knicks go into Indiana, keep their season alive. They win this game 3-2. Pacers regress they win this game and finally have a win in the column. Pacers regress from the 3-point line, shooting just 20%. Knicks still turned the ball over a lot, 15 for 22 points off those turnovers, but the Pacers just weren't themselves. Then we see the bounce back for the Pacers, right? They take a commanding 3-1 lead after shooting the ball really well again. Of course, at home, bouncing back. This was the Tyrese Halliburton triple-double before halftime game. I think he needed just 1 assist to have that triple-double. Pacers shoot the ball really well from the 3-point line. Again, over 40%, 51% from the 3-point line. The Knicks, again, struggle to take care of the basketball. 17 turnovers leading to 20 points highlighted there. And this was with the Knicks dominating the boards as well. They were plus 11 on the glass, a plus 8 on the offensive glass. So then we fast forward to what we just saw in game number 5. And the Pacers, they just wet the bed, just never really showed up in the game. Shoot just 40% from the field, 33% from the 3-point line. Were out-rebounded by 5 offensively, out-rebounded by 3. And look at the turnovers. That's the thing that really stood out. That's why I kind of circled it down there in green. 20 turnovers for the Pacers, leading to 15 points for the Knicks. Knicks still turned the ball over, 15 points for 20 turnovers for them as well. So they've showed that they really can't take care of the basketball throughout this whole series, which is very, very uncharacteristic. But that's what's going on right now. You can see the Knicks dominate points in the paint because the Pacers just didn't play with a lot of effort. 60-34, plus 26 in points in the paint. If we go back, right, just go back really, really quickly. Stay with me. Look at the Pacers turnovers in game 1. They turned the ball over 7 times. Game 2, 10 times. Game 3, 15 times. I'm sorry, let's start this over. Pacers, game 1, 7 times. Game 2, 10 times. Game 3, 14 times. Game 4, 11 times. And then game 5, 20 times. I have a really hard time thinking the Pacers going to turn the ball over that much. This was something that I thought was pretty interesting. Just looking at the series, this is from NBA.com advanced stats, of course. Indiana's defense has been consistent. Offense, not so much. Their defense, look at their defensive numbers. 126 defensive rating, 121 defensive rating, 111, 116, 113. They're not winning the games because of their defense. Now, granted, they did hold the Knicks. They forced the turnovers, but their defensive numbers are exactly what we think when we think about the Pacers. It's not a good defensive team. However, what's highlighted here is game 5. That May 29th game was game 5. This was the game that was played in New York. Offensive rating came crashing down, right? All the way from a 125, they got a 123 and a 129 offensive rating as well, to a 96.9 offensive rating for the Indiana Pacers. You can also see all the way over here to the left or to the right, the pace in the game slowed down a lot. 97 possessions per team, a lot slower than they want to play, right? You can see that they won game 4. Pace was 104. So I do think that the Pacers will try to push pace in this game. I do think that, being back at the crib, we look at some historical trends in this spot. So home favorites in game 6 and conference final games specifically, right? So having the chance to go to the NBA finals, 9-2 straight up, 7-4 against the spread. I think psychologically that this trend says that those teams don't want to go. They do not want to go back, to the crib. I'm sorry, and this is say home favorites in game 6 of the conference finals who have won 3 games. So it's elimination game for the road dog. These are chances that you have to punch a ticket if you're the Pacers in order to go to the NBA finals and avoid going back on the road for game 7. So these teams have done well. 9-2 straight up, 7-4 against the number. Same trend, right? Home favorites in game 6 coming off a loss. So if those teams if they lost game 5, and they're coming off a loss, they need this game to get to the finals and need also to avoid going to a game 7 to go back on the road. Those teams are 25-7 straight up, 18-14 against the spread. That's 56.2% as well, right? Then we look at the Pacers, right? This season, the Pacers have lost 3 games in the playoffs. They've bounced back and won every single game in the next one. So you can see them coming off a loss, 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread this season. This is courtesy of Give Me the Dog. So you can see the numbers here, right? 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread, 3-0 to the over. The thing that I highlighted green here was that first quarter. They typically come out and throw the first punch. So if they don't play with a lot of effort and energy, typically that's when the Pacers lose the game. They typically do early in the next game. You can see that they're dominating the first quarter, 37-27. And this is even with one of the games being on the road against the Milwaukee Bucks. This is the spot where the Pacers kind of push all their chips in the middle of the table. This is what, psychologically, this trend tells me that the Pacers, they haven't had 2 back-to-back bad games in the playoffs so far. We go through and look at the box score, difference between game 4 and game 5, or the similarities between game 4 and game 5. I mean, it's Jalen Brunson and it's Karl-Anthony Towns, right? 24-12 in game 4 for Cat, 31-5 for Jalen Brunson. Josh Hart also had 12 and 11 off the bench. And the Pacers, they were scoring in this game, right? 30 from Siakam. Tyrese Halliburton had the monster triple-double with 32, 15, and 12. They got 20 from Benedict Mathurin off the bench. But we fast forward to game 6. We fast forward to game. I'm sorry, that was game 4. That was the game that the Pacers won. We fast forward to game 5, And look at the starters. Only Pascal Siakam was the only player that hit double figures for the Indiana Pacers. Neesmith, terrible offensively, 1 for 8, only had 3 points. Miles Turner only had 5 points. Andrew Nembhard had 6. Tyrese Halliburton, a dud, 8 points and 6 assists after a monster triple double game. Still didn't have a turnover, but they got ran off the floor. Only Benedict Mathurin was the only player who even reached 20 points. And, some very similar numbers, like I talked about with the Knicks. Karl-Anthony Towns, another 24 point, 13 rebound game for him. Jalen Brunson, 32 points, hit 4 of his 7 threes, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. And then Josh Hart played well off the bench, a double-double off the bench in his 34 minutes with 12 points and 10 rebounds. So the way I kind of see this game going, and I say all this to say we'll look at player props in a second, but this is what I like, man. I like the Pacers early. If you listen to the handicap, I think you understand why. And I do think the Pacers are going to push pace. There's no way they're going to come back to Indiana. I'll go right back to the same bet. The team total was 108.5. They didn't get there. Now it's 111.5. I think that they get there. I don't think they're going to win the game if they don't score. I think the Knicks got enough offense. I think the game will be played at a fast enough pace. I don't think the Pacers will slow down at all. I like them early. I like them to score for the full game as well. I kind of want to get there with the -4, but I kind of just want to stay off the spread and just think it's going to be a high-scoring game as well. Pacers team total over 111.5, but more so than anything, I like the Pacers in the first quarter. First quarter -1 is my favorite bet in this game, and it's a lot of variance, a lot of volatility in the first quarter of these games. But I like the Pacers early. I think they understand the moment. Not that the Knicks don't, but I think the Pacers get the job done, especially early in this game. So that's the way I'm want to play the game. If we go over to Moneyballer real quick, just to kind of look at some player props. The one that sticks out to me the most is that so this was the Mitchell Robinson one that jaXon was looking at, which I don't really like it. I don't really like that too much, but the one that stuck out to me a lot was if I'm expecting a lot more energy and effort from the Indiana Pacers on the offensive end. I guess I'm expecting a little bit on the defensive end as well, but I like Jalen Brunson. I can't play Jalen Brunson under his points. You can see he's listed at 31.5. He got to 32 in the last game, right at 31. So he hasn't been under in 2 of his last 3 games. But I just know with the season on the line, Jalen Brunson will shoot the ball every single time. And, he's going to take the offense into his hands, in my opinion. But what I will look at is Jalen Brunson under his assist prop. You see that he has struggled, right, to get his assists. This is game number 6. He's only gone over the number in 1 game so far this series. So under, and 11. So he's sitting at 6.5 on most sports books right now. We come down, we look at the potential assists. We can see that they have been inconsistent as well. He did get to 14 in this game. Knicks just missed a bunch of shots in game number 4, and then he only had 11 potentials in game number 5, and finished with just 5 assists in this game. So I think on the road, the Pacers play with a lot of energy and effort. I like Jalen Brunson under his assists if I'm playing any player props in this game. I did not bet any player props though. I actually didn't even put this on the short list, but I will add it. I'll add Jalen Brunson under his assists. I think that's not that he won't be out there the whole entire time, because I do expect him to be out there. I just think that he will struggle. And I think the Knicks will probably struggle to score the basketball not as efficiently as they did last game. A lot more energy and effort from the Pacers early in this game, in my opinion. So that's my thought process, man. Resources that I use to handicap the game, as you guys always know: Moneyballer, Outlier, jaXon, OddsJam for the sportsbook referral page. There's a link in the description for more, for signing up for sportsbooks if you guys are interested or need a new sportsbook. Click on that link, check those out if you sign up. That's a great way to show some appreciation to the show. Appreciate you all as always, man. Hit the like button for me if you can on your way out. Share the show if you can. We'll be back tomorrow. We won't be back tomorrow. We may be back for a game 7, but we'll see how this game goes. I think the Pacers get the job done today, though, man. Best of luck on your action. Whatever it is that you're betting, enjoy your weekend, man. I will catch you guys in the next one.